Welcome to VSB News Online for Wednesday, August the 12th. I'm Charles Webb. Magistrate Archie Warner ruled this morning that there was no case to answer to the charge that opposition leader Mark Bean had used offensive and insulting words towards former OBA Senator Tony Daniels. Following the dismissal, which was applauded by spectators in the court, Mr. Bean's attorney, Charles Richardson, made a statement outside the court. Brian Darby has that for us.
According to the Royal Gazette, Mr. Richardson said the information should never have come before the courts, describing the charges as politically motivated and a waste of taxpayers' funds. I think the charges should have never ever been brought because of the simple fact that even as the opposition leader, Mr. Bean has the right to express his views to everyone, especially a rival politician who personally attacks the politicians in his party, said Mr. Richardson. That's all it was. It was a spirited political exchange. The prosecution was, in my mind, clearly brought out of political motives. Somebody wanted to damage Mr. Mark Bean and the PLP, but it didn't work. We knew from the outset that it would be thrown out. I went through some similar things. I said things about a police inspector, and I knew that the court's constitutional position would be. Do you know how much money we have wasted upstairs pursuing this out of political motives? Brian Darby reporting for VSB News.
Police are conducting an intensive investigation to determine the identity of the caller or callers that sent emergency equipment to the Bank of Butterfield Rosebank Center and caused the evacuation of a major portion of Hamilton's financial hub. At about 9:52, the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit, or EODU, conducted a thorough search of the entire building and was officially cleared at 1 p.m. The call caused closure to the surrounding buildings, including the Esso Tiger Mart, cordoned off Rapallaville Road, Richmond Road, and Church Streets, as occupants were sent to a safe area while the searches were conducted. The police are grateful for the public's cooperation during this incident and are asking anyone with information to contact Police Inspector Kelvin Smith on extension 247-1032. The latest poll conducted on whether Bermuda residents feel they will be benefiting from the America's Cup in 2017 shows an increase in optimism. Conducted among 400 locals in June, the Bermuda Omnibus Survey has found that the March indication that 52% were satisfied has risen to 57%, and there is still 2 years to go. Welcoming the news, which also indicates that a third of the population does not yet feel it will benefit, America's Cup Bermuda CEO Mike Winfield said that with 50 local contracts already awarded and homes being rented, vehicles purchased, and jobs created, the reaction should become more positive with time. It's not hard to see why the Bermuda National Trust appointed 29-year-old lawyer Alma Dismont to head up its advocacy committee. After speaking with her for just a few minutes, as Brian Darby did this morning, he was left with the impression that the environment was in good hands.
I grew up in London, so inevitably I was around a lot of concrete structures, traffic and trash, and so whilst we all hear about environmental disasters, it was something that felt very separate for me, and something that the solution was somebody else's problem. And it was only really when I came to Bermuda, where the beauty is so very obvious and we're surrounded by it, that I wanted to make sure that we were able to preserve this beauty. And then I had my 2 boys who are Bermudian, and I wanted to make sure that we were able to keep a beautiful Bermuda for them and for their future generations. And so I think one of the things that has happened and I think when you do have children, is that you have a deeper feeling of responsibility and a deeper sense of accountability to your environment. And so what I want to make sure that I can do is be instrumental in ensuring that we don't reach the tipping point from which we can't return.
Well, it's a complex world, even in small Bermuda planning,
Yes.
and you have to have a, I noticed that in the kind of criteria of what you've been doing, you can't do everyone's planning, but you're going to have to do the ones that you feel have an impact on the environment,
Yeah.
and that's a real challenge.
Yes, it is a real challenge because, as you said, there is so much that the environment comprises of, and so many factors that affect the environment. And I think the things that really resonate with me are trying to find a way to ensure that we can utilize the natural energy resources that we have available on the island, and that is going to be one of my main focuses.
Encouragement.
Definitely encouraging wherever possible, and ensuring that I can be able to, and the trust can review policies and initiatives and put in place initiatives that are pro the natural resources and the environment.
And we'll be back with more news right after this.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
It would be nice if somewhere in this weekend's celebrations of the gunpowder theft of 1775, someone gave credit to former St. George's Mayor Kenneth Bascom for his tireless efforts to put the historic spotlight on his beloved town. There is no doubt that he's been something of a catalyst.
You'll be aware that I led a delegation of 11 people that was funded by the Department of Tourism and my deceased wife and I, and it was a fact-finding trip basically to show the people of St. George, the stakeholders, how we could use the connections that we have with Williamsburg and Jamestown to the credit of both entities. And Mr. Rick Sperling has taken the lead. I will say thank you to him for that. However, I believe that the delegation that was led by myself are the catalysts of what is being taken place. And as the sons of America, the daughters of America, and the children of the American Revolution, they were coming to lay a plaque. I invited Mr. Alston to come down and make a presentation to the group. And he said that they would be coming to lay a plaque. It's when I said to him that we need to turn this into an event. So it has taken now on a life, and hopefully this week you will see things come to fruition.
And you'll be there?
Well, at this stage, I'm not certain whether I will attend or not. Once again, I'm going to say that I compliment Mr. Sperling, but I believe that he should give credit where credit is due. So at this stage, I'm contemplating whether I will participate or not.
Not just the gunpowder events of this weekend. You've also made the point there are several other history-making things in St. George's which deserve the same kind of treatment, but also this trilogy that we've just heard about, the twinning of three people, three areas together. That was another dream of yours.
Well, that is something that we had gone on a trip with a delegation led by former Mayor Henry Hayward, and he and Dr. Cook went to speak with the folks, and they came back and said they were not interested. However, we were able to meet with the mayor and the city council, and then they have another group that's responsible for the infrastructure. We met with them, and the idea was motive of the opportunity of the triangle: Lyme Regis, Bermuda, Williamsburg, and Jamestown. So that is something now that is being discussed.
Emerging Artists 2015, currently exhibiting at the Bermuda Society of Arts City Hall Art Center, reflects the talents of local artists in the watercolors, acrylic pieces, mixed media, and even photography. Gallery director Nzinga Ming talks about these emerging artists and the impact they're having on local art scene.
Some of these new exciting emerging artists are Avery Graham, we have Pradeep Bertha, and we have Nita Cotterill. We want this to be an exciting, innovative show, new energy. I think them being in the Emerging Artist Show kind of puts them in that place.
Now you say new energy. How energetic are they?
Well, they have a new perspective. They haven't been showing amongst other artists. They haven't been showing their work in any other forum. So this is new, and this is the first time for them. So they will come with new stuff. One of the things about this exhibition is that every artist exhibiting at BSOA has their own distinct style. They each have a freshness of vision and spirit that's common in their work. This exhibition hopes to encourage other art world novices to start collecting and appreciating these exciting new talents.
Now, you did say they are emerging, but do you see any of them on the threshold of becoming acclaimed like some of our current artists?
Absolutely. I'm particularly excited about a few of them, and I've talked to them at length about their work. Their perspective is fresh. The detail is amazing. It's definitely worth seeing. It is definitely worth seeing. It's an awesome show. There's a certain dynamic energy that they've brought to the show, and I think anyone who is interested in purchasing art, this would be the great time to pick up these artists in particular, while it's early, and while it's new, and while it's fresh.
And while it's not so expensive.
And while it's not so expensive.
Who was the first Bermudian footballer to play professionally in Britain? The people at the Young Men's Social Club on Angle Street know the answer. Eversley Lewis, a product of the club who turned out for Aberdeen. This is just one story. People who attend Thursday's Pecha night at the North Hamilton Club will hear from Troy Lewis. We asked Mr. Lewis why the club was opening its doors.
It was a good opportunity to have Pikachuka here in relation for us so that we can get our message out to a wider audience instead of mostly right now it's just within the sports arena, and we do a lot more than sports. Our focus is much more than just the sports aspect.
You couldn't do anything more different than Pecha.
Wow, that's what I've been told, and even some of the people on our committee who have been to the presentations was really very keen on us trying to do something with them.
Outdoors if possible.
And it was nice that when we met with them, they talked about they would like to do an outdoor venue, because initially we wasn't going to do it outdoors, but we did a few functions out here, and it actually turns out pretty good. We did our prize giving, we did a senior social, and we've also did a soca concert out here. So it's actually, this vacant lot has actually become a nice space to hold several functions.
But you're now going to add music to that, I hear.
Well, yeah, we're looking to have the band. We have a band that plays on Friday evenings, and they're going to also be able to showcase what they can do. So we're going to have food, all home cooking. It's going to be a full meal with rices, macaroni, fish, chicken, salads, and desserts. Yeah.
Can't go wrong. Well, I wish you luck. Do you think some of your members will get something from this too? I know the people coming here will.
But I think anybody who comes will get something, because every presentation is different, and your goal is going to be able to learn something from somebody else's experience and somebody else's thoughts and somebody else's things that they're trying to do and hopefully accomplish.
And we turn to Earl Baisden with the latest from the sports desk.
Derek Brangman has been named the 2015 Cup Match MVP. On their social media page, the Somerset Cricket Club executive and management congratulated Brangman on being nominated as the most valuable player. A statement on their social media page reads, "We, along with the fans and the entire community, truly enjoy your contribution to the classic," end quote. Brangman, who also won the Safe Hands Awards, had bowling figures in the match of 25 overs, 5 maidens, 5 for 47. He scored 35 valuable runs and took 3 catches, one that included capturing the Safe Hands Award. Meanwhile, the Eastern County Cricket Association have released the results of the appeals, which states, on July 27th, the appeal committee, consisting of 3 non-affiliated Eastern County Cricket Association members heard the Cleveland County Cricket Club's appeal against the decision made by the Eastern County Cricket Association to strip them of the trophy and award it to the Bailey's Bay Cricket Club. The appeal committee heard verbal submissions from Cleveland County against the decision and Eastern County in its support of the decision. They also considered the match manager's report, the umpire's report, a match report submitted by the Bailey's Bay Cricket Club, and Eastern County Cricket Association's constitutions and bylaws, the Eastern County rules and regulations and code of conduct of the Eastern County Cup, Eastern County Senior Cup games, bylaws and rules and regulations and code of conduct, and ICC laws, Law 18 and Law 42. On August 3rd, the Appeals Committee submitted their report with the following conclusions. A. Granting the appeal of Cleveland County Cricket Club, and B. Setting aside the decision of the Eastern County Cricket Association to award the trophy to Bailey's Bay, which was made on the basis that Cleveland County Cricket Club brought the game into disrepute as a result of the events of July 18th after the 2015 series concludes. The Eastern County Cricket Association plans to take a look at the rules and regulations to make the necessary updates and modifications to ensure protocols are in place to address these types of incidents in the future. Kent County Cricket Club's second 11 defeated Delray Rollins and his Sussex second 11 by 4 wickets on the Duckworth-Lewis method yesterday. Kent won the toss and decided to field. Sussex second 11 scored 269 for 7 in their allotted 50 overs. Rollins, batting at number 5, scored 12 off of 25 deliveries. He had 1 boundary 4 in his 31-minute stay at the wicket. In reply, Kent were 204 for 6 after 34 hours when rain halted play. With no further action allowed, umpires went to the Duckworth-Lewis method, with Kent needing to be on 197. Rollins returned bowling figures of 3 overs for 31 runs. The 2015 Senior Caribbean Squash Championships will kick off on Sunday, August 16th in the Cayman Islands, with Bermuda sending a strong field of 18 competitors. Starting with the individual event, Michael Franklin is seeded 5th through 8th and will look to finish in the top ranks in the men's open division. On the women's side, Runa Retta is seeded 2nd and will set her sights on winning the championships for the first time playing in the event. Other notable players from Bermuda looking to go far in the draws are Noah Brown and Rachel Barnes. Some 442 sailors racing in 334 boats began taking part in the Sail Canada Youth National Championships in Kingston, Ontario. 4 sailors from Bermuda, Cece and Mikey Woolman, Peter Dill, and Ben Smith are all taking part. Day 1 of the racing started off in light and sunny conditions with winds filling in from the west. All fleets were able to get off at least one race, with Cece Woolman finishing the only race in the Laser fleet in 4th place. Mikey Woolman crossed the line 16th. Smith currently holds the 45th position, and Dill is 1 spot back. Last night, midfielder Liam Noble scored 2 wonder goals as 10-man Notts County dumped Naki Wells and his Sky Bet Championship teammates Huddersfield Town out of the Carling Cup in a 2-1 win. Sheffield Wednesday reached the second round of the Capital One Cup with a dominating 4-1 victory over Reggie Lamb and his Menfield Town teammates. Jamaica's Garth Gale was elected an ordinary council member to the North American, Central American, and Caribbean Athletics Association that make up NACAC. Bermuda's National Athletic Association President Donna Watson was vying for a position on the council but missed out on being re-elected. Gale booked his position, securing 23 out of the 27 votes. Watson was second with 15 votes, and a Trinidadian was third with 14 votes with a few spoiled ballots. Trinidad and Tobago contested the spoiled ballots, and it was decided to do another vote between Watson and the Trinidadian, which the Trinidadian won 16-13. However, it was understood that not everyone agreed to the revote, but it was done anyway. Dominique Mayo competed in Stage 4 of the Grand Prix going on in Canada, competing in a crit that covered some 48 kilometers. Mayo finished 4th crossing the line in a time of 1:05.51. Mayo finished with the same time as the stage winner, Emile John. The Bermuda Volleyball Association's 2015 Corona Co-Ed Tournament concluded at the Horseshoe Bay Beach. where there were 10 teams in the fours division and 15 teams competing in the twos division. The winners in the four division were Kiss My Ace, second place was Kiss My Bunny, and third went to the Mixed Nuts. I'm Earl Baisden reporting for VSB Sports.
Looking at the weather for Thursday, August the 13th, it will be partly cloudy. Winds will be southeasterly, light to moderate, backing southeasterly during the morning. We're expecting a high near 86 and a low near 79. This weather report is courtesy of the Bermuda Weather Service. Thank you for watching VSP News Online for Wednesday, August the 12th. I'm Charles Webb.